Hello, everybody. It is time for Creature Corner, GDQ Hotfix's show about games that feature non-human protagonist characters. So, in my opinion, if you're playing a Pokemon game, it is not enough to just be a human being friends with Pokemon. You have to go all the way and commit. So that is why I am continuing our DS Pokemon Showcase Generation 4 vibes with Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Blue Rescue Team. Any percent, no quick save, no Wonder Mail. By whom is DS? Let's go. Yeah, hello. Tell us about the game. I'm really excited to have you. Yeah, sorry y'all, we're dealing with some tech issues on the back end. We will get back with y'all in just a sec. I promise Whom is alive, and is DS as well. But while we go ahead and figure that out, I want y'all to know that we have some incredible summer merch. If you want to check that out, you can head over to theyeti.com/GDQ to check out our brand new Hotfix shirt, keychain, and sticker pack. And we love creatures here. I mean, obviously. And they all feature Coop, who is our Hotfix mascot. I actually got an amigurumi over last week that looks like Coop because I just love them so much. So y'all should go ahead and go check that out. The stickers are gorgeous. The shirt is, everything's incredible. Go to theyeti.com/GDQ to check all that out. And I think I'm getting word that we are back and ready to go ahead and play as some creatures. So take it away, Whom.
Okay, fingers crossed that this is set. But yeah, I'll just go through it again. Hi, my name is Whom is DS. I am a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon speedrunner and challenge runner, and I also play like a lot of different Pokemon side games. But yeah, I'll be showcasing Blue Rescue Team the way that like anybody can just pick up and play it. And yeah, we'll see how this ends up going. This is definitely a pretty RNG intensive game because every single floor that we're gonna go through is completely randomized. So yeah, should be fun. Let's get into it. So yeah, I'm pretty much ready to go whenever. So yeah, just give me a countdown when we're ready to go.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mystery Dungeon.
All right. So we're gonna start off here with Skitty and Cyndaquil. So we'll be seeing just how strong they are pretty soon. But to give like a rough idea of what's happening here, we're essentially going into the world of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. We are a human that has transformed into a Pokemon here, and we're gonna need to go on a bunch of missions and expeditions with our new partner here, Cyndaquil, in order to go and eventually save the world. But first things first, we need to get a bit of an idea of what's going on here. And I'm gonna need to set my name here. Just doing as one character because it'd be fast. And yeah, so we're using Skitty and Cyndaquil. And so Skitty is just probably the strongest starter that we can have in this game. It has access to Attract, which is already just a very strong move in Blue Rescue Team specifically, because there's not really the concept of genders in this game, so Attract just works on everything. So it's just a free stun lock.
That's awesome.
Dungeon.
I love that. Mystery Dungeon confirmed best Pokemon spinoff already.
Any type of love is allowed. And then we also have access to normal type stab as well. So, all right. So right now I'm looking for the stairs to try and progress through the different floors. Where they are is kind of random, and whether the rooms even connect is random as well. So I'm just gonna need to do a bunch of exploration to hopefully find them as quick as I can. There we go. That is the first dungeon done.
Wow,
so,
just
yeah.
like that.
Yep, just like that. Tiny Woods is a very short dungeon. It's just 3 floors, just kind of to give you an idea of how the game works. They will be progressively getting longer and longer as we go through. Some of the late dungeons are, you know, upwards of 25 floors, so we may be in some of them for quite a while, but yeah, we've just rescued this Caterpie here, and our plan going forward is just to start, like, getting ourselves known as a rescue team, because Cyndaquil really wants to have one, but has not really been able to have a partner to actually start one up. So now finding this confused Skitty that has no idea what's going on, just like, you know what, if you have nothing else to do, you should just form a rescue team with me. Let's do missions like this, because that was a lot of fun. And then gives me a house, which is pretty cool. That's a quite nice.
Really good sign-on bonus.
Yep.
I would take that.
And then
Cyndaquil is awesome, I'm learning.
And then from here, we also need to name our team. So I'm gonna form the rescue team here. And we'll just name it one character, because, yeah, rescue team P. And
that's a great name.
glad you enjoy it. And yeah, the main reason we do it is because any mission that we complete in this game actually goes through the team name. And it's all like it writes it out every time. So if we just name it one character, then we don't have to go through all of the frames that it's like printing out the full name of the team. All right, and changing my options quickly there, because as it turns out, this was something that was discovered, I think, within the last couple years. SBD Wolf did some testing and discovered that the options that you have for the top screen can actually slightly determine some of the load times for the game. So by changing it from the map to this team setup, not only do we get more information about just like the team in general, but we also get like a little bit of faster loads just throughout the run. So it's kind of nice.
That's super nice. It sounds both quick and also user-friendly.
Yeah. And yeah, to give a bit of perspective on this game, this was released as like two different versions. There is Blue Rescue Team, which is the one I'm playing right now, and was made for the Nintendo DS. And then there's also Red Rescue Team, which is pretty much the exact same game, but for Game Boy, and has some version-exclusive differences. Now we're just going to go and check the mailbox. We've gotten another mission here. So we're going to go and save a Magnemite in Thunderwave Cave. So we're going on to the next dungeon here. This dungeon is 5 floors. Hopefully won't be too bad, but there are some pretty scary enemies, and we are still only level 5. So once we get a couple levels, we should be all right. But if we do get cornered at the wrong spot, we could be in some trouble. So I'll focus up a little bit here, and I'm also going to be paying attention to my items. So yeah, feel free to go with announcements or any questions you have.
Oh, absolutely. First of all, I just wanted to say that we were talking about this in the green room, but I just love that this game, we're never going to see Skitty evolve, we're never going to see Cyndaquil evolve, and they're just going to fight bigger and bigger Pokemon. We're starting out here with saving a Magnemite, but later, of course, we're going to fight some literal in-game, gods and deities. Just add the little pink kitty cat and a little, thing. I don't even really remember what Cyndaquil is, so chat, if you have any idea what Cyndaquil is, please let me know. I am being a fake Cyndaquil fan right now, which is preposterous given that it's my favorite starter of all time, but, help me out. Help a girl out. But anyways, I love this game. I'm really excited to have it here, but I'm also really excited about Flame Fatales 2025. Flame Fatales, GDQ's all-women and femme speedrunning community, is preparing for its next event, Flame Fatales, running from September 7th through the 14th. The schedule is now live at gamesdonepike.com/schedule/58. Type !FF in the chat for information on how to join the Discord and stay up to date with all things Flame Fatales. If you are a Pokemon fan, we do have a Pokemon game on that schedule, but you're gonna have to go to that schedule to find out what it is. You're gonna have to read all the other awesome games as well that are on that schedule. It is going to be an absolute highlight of a marathon. Please go ahead and type !FF in the chat. And tell me what that Pokemon game is when you find it. I'm sending y'all on a mission. I'm also seeing Cyndaquil as a hedgehog with fire instead of quills. I like that interpretation. Weasel, honey badger. Y'all are very taper. Everybody's got different ideas. I like seeing the creativeness in chat. Mole.
Cyndaquil can be whatever you wish.
Exactly. Cyndaquil can be whatever you want Cyndaquil to be.
Oh, that is the beauty
of Pokemon. Oh wow. Yeah, we haven't really talked about monster houses. This is giving me flashbacks to playing Sky and getting Monster House to just the worst possible time. It is brutal. But yeah, of course that's the thing. We're just a bunch of Pokemon spawn in a room. And you have to defeat them.
Yeah, fortunately, we won't have to be dealing with monster houses too much in this run, as they only spawn in the last 3 dungeons of any percent. Sky, it's a little bit different, because, like, monster houses can actually start showing up around, like, halfway through the game. So you'll be seeing a lot more of them in Sky than hopefully we will here. But fingers crossed, at least.
I hope so. Let's hope we don't get Monster House too badly.
But yeah, I've made it out of Thunderwave now. I was trying to keep track of like the different items that I was collecting because we're about to start doing mission days. And the mission days are essentially just the filler sections of the run where we're just like going around helping Pokemon, just making sure that days pass by in order for the next story progression to just automatically happen. So for now, we're going to be going over and checking the job board. And we will see what types of missions we end up with. So most of the time, the missions are just going to be like standard missions where you just go to a floor. There's a client on the floor, some Pokemon that needs to be rescued. We go and we go up to them and we can warp them out of the dungeon, and then get a reward afterwards. But there is a certain mission type where we actually need to find an item to complete the mission. So for any of those, I need to have the item ahead of time, which is why I was collecting a couple extra things in Thunderwave to make sure that I'm prepared for whatever option shows up. So let's see.
Also, yeah, all the items are kind of random, right? So you have to react a little bit to what you get.
Yes, fully random per dungeon. And okay. Deliver 1 Blast Seed and an Oranberry. Okay, that should be fine. The Blast Seed can be a little concerning, but Mount Steel tends to have a lot of them, and we'll be going to that next. But we actually saw two different types of item missions there. One was for a near Oranberry, and one was for Deliver Blast Seed. So for a near mission, we don't actually have to go to the floor. We just need to exit the dungeon with the item in our inventory. So because we already have a couple Oranberries because I was prepping for it, we can just immediately exit after doing the other normal mission in here. So we're going to go and do that. And then the other one was a Deliver, and that you actually have to bring the item to that floor and give it to the Pokemon that's there. But yeah, so near missions are obviously very, very fast because it means you don't have to go to another extra floor. So we'll be zooming on through here.
Both of Skitty's sleeping sprites are so cute. I love that it's loafing here.
That's a good cat loaf.
Mm-hmm. What's happening to it, though? Oh, no.
So in that, we were having a bit of a dream sequence, and it's kind of unclear as to what's going on at that point in the story, but essentially, we were kind of woken up by some earthquakes going on. And so now this Dugtrio is here, and it's letting us know that because of the earthquake, a Skarmory has kidnapped its child Diglett, and so they need some help getting it back. So that is going to be our next mission, off to Mount Steel. Although the first thing I will do before I go into Mount Steel is I want to link my moves. So Cyndaquil and Skitty don't have a great time against the enemies in Mount Steel, but we can get some extra EXP by doing a linked move here. So we're going to be linking Cyndaquil's Tackle and Leer to get a bit of boosted EXP. Whenever you use a linked move, you actually get 1.5 times the EXP that you would normally get for that enemy after defeating it. So it's pretty useful for just getting like a bit of extra EXP, because we want to get Cyndaquil up to level 12 as quickly as we can, because that is when it learns Ember, and Ember is going to be very good for the dungeons coming up. So I'm going to be doing a similar thing of looking for items in this dungeon as well for the missions. So yeah, feel free to say announcements while I'm going through this dungeon.
Sounds good. While we're rocking Cyndaquil and trying to get it up to being able to blast some Pokemon with fire. Yeah, we have another community that I'd love to talk about. We just talked about the Vitalis community, but GDQ is not just Vitalis, not just the regular GDQ community. We have the Black and a Flash community as well, which is a community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. Learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackandaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates. They are always doing incredible stuff, so highly, highly recommend following that. We've got an event coming up later this year as a Kwanzaa celebration, so you're gonna just want to be eyes and ears glued to what the Fatals are doing, what the Black and a Flash community is doing. Some of the most exciting new stuff going on at GDQ comes from those communities and the work that they do. So I guess while we were talking about Cyndaquil before, I wanted to ask quickly, when you got a moment of mental space, why do we choose Cyndaquil in particular? I know Skitty, we have same type attack bonus and attract, but what is Cyndaquil's kind of role on our team?
Yeah, so for Cyndaquil, it is primarily because of its access to Ember, and then later having enough attacking moves to be able to deal with like a lot of enemies in the late game. For the longest time, we actually used Squirtle as the main partner, and Japanese runners still actually use Squirtle pretty consistently. And the main reason for that was because it had access to 3 moves as well, but Bubble was just really good for Mount Steel, because like there's all of these Aron and Geodude and stuff, and Squirtle could just one-shot them. Whereas here, most of the time we are not one-shotting things, so it ends up taking quite a bit longer. But where Cyndaquil ends up being a lot better is once it gets Ember, because Ember is pretty good for a lot of the like grass and bug types that are going to be coming up in some of the later dungeons. And because of that, it ends up just being like more consistent than Squirtle for like more of the mid-game sections. And so yeah, we started pivoting to it a couple years ago now, and I'd say it was definitely worth it. Definitely feels like runs feel a lot more consistent with Cyndaquil once you're out of like the Mount Steel section. Yeah, right now I'm trying to.
Yeah, and I mean that's important.
Oh shoot!
Double Aron attack.
Yep.
No. Yeah, consistency early in a run is pretty important, because you gotta get to those late game points. So having a more consistent overall sort of strategy with Cyndaquil sounds like it's very worth it in a game like this. It's such a long run too, so all the time thing added up throughout the run matters a lot.
Also, I guess I should probably quickly mention that the Tackle plus Leer is actually intentional, because normally you'd think like, well, the Leer is going to boost the Tackle, so you might as well have that go first. But it actually doesn't make enough of a difference against the enemies in this dungeon to matter. So we're really just doing it for the EXP boost. And yeah, that way if we take out an enemy, we don't have the extra animations from watching the Leer hit.
Oh. All these things you never think about. It's such a complex game.
I am getting hungry in Mount Steel. That is scary. I haven't had that happen in a while. I was fighting a lot of stuff. I might accidentally delink, so I'm gonna actually do something I normally wouldn't. Well, actually, maybe it's fine. Worst case, I just have to relink before Sinister Woods. Because at least we have 2. If I only had 1 set of moves left, we might be in a bit more trouble. But we should be pretty
really interesting about live running.
Oh, okay. Nope. All right, we are going to have to relink. Oh, wait. Oh, no, I think Tackle's the one that's less... Hey, we got Ember, though, so actually, I'll probably just be using Ember for a bit. But okay, there we go. Taking down Skarmory. So yeah, I mean, that was a fight that's... It can be a little scary, but because we have Attract, even if like we started missing a ton, we should have been okay. Usually you can just take it out in a couple hits, because it only has 65 HP, so 3 rocks already puts it at like almost 0 HP at that point, right? It's only 5. And then with Cyndaquil, we can just do that extra little bit of damage.
Well, I'm glad we defeated Skarmory to recover the Diglett that was stolen because of the earthquake. It all makes sense.
Yep, exactly. And yeah, canonically, at least in PMD, the Diglett does have feet. Talks about how, like, while it's being carried, it was like...
I don't know how to feel about that. Then what does the Doug Trio look like?
I don't know if I want to think about that. But yeah, he has them.
We're cursing chat right now. I'm sorry, chat. Oh no. Okay. Yep. Curse knowledge.
Silly part of the dialogue that's there.
Speaking of all these Pokemon, by the way, chat, if you see your favorite Pokemon at any point during this run, please like hoot and holler in the chat. I want to see people's favorites show up. If your favorite is Diglett with feet, let us know.
Specifically with feet.
Specifically with feet. I'm sure that several people in chat, this is now their least favorite Pokemon. I don't know about favorite, but, you know.
I'm here to bring the knowledge.
It's why we have you on the show.
Yeah, not the knowledge I was expecting to bring, but yeah, there you go.
You know what? Creatures are so diverse and so beautiful. We have so many different creatures in the world, in the Pokemon world, in the real world. We have to know everything about them, even if it's the feet that they shouldn't have.
All right, I'm going to be selling a couple things here so I can get some money and buy some stuff from the shop. I have a lot of random orbs here. And actually, this is exactly what I was looking for. I want to get a couple Reviver Seeds just for consistency's sake. They essentially work as like a full revive if you end up fainting in the dungeon at some point. That is funny, but we're not going to consider that. It would have been funny if I checked that first, but yeah, I don't even know if I want to talk about what frustration can do. It's a very good move, though. It's a very strong move, but it would require me to use up all of my money and also selling a bunch of stuff, and it's usually a little bit risky for a marathon setting, so yeah, I'd rather just take the revives here. But I think before I go into the next dungeon, I am going to have to do a little bit of inventory managing. Because one thing about this game in particular, compared to the other Pokemon Mystery Dungeon games, is our inventory space is very, very small. We only get access to 20 items in our bag throughout the entire run. And so if I have something in my bag, I need to make sure that like I really need it in there, because it gets stuffed pretty quick, especially because the missions can be giving us items as well. So we really need to make sure that we don't go over that limit, because then a lot of that stuff is going to end up in storage instead, and it takes some time.
I'm also seeing some people in chat talking about something called Frust, which stands for frustration. Do we want to talk a little bit about that?
I can talk about it a bit, sure. The main reason is because it showed up in Purple Kecleon shop. So Purple Kecleon can sell orbs and TMs. For like true PB attempts, running for a frustration is actually like pretty optimal, because frustration is very, very broken in this game. It is a damage, like it's a fixed damage move, always does 45 as long as your IQ is like just stuck at the lowest. So basically, if you're not eating gummies, you'll stay at that 45 threshold. But a consistent 45 damage is incredible for the early game, like all the way up until maybe like the 6th or 7th dungeon. It's just super good. Like frustration plus a linked tackle will just one-shot everything for how, like all the way, like even through some of like the mid dungeons as well. But yeah, the main drawback to it is because it is that fixed damage, we would have to get rid of a move like Tail Whip for it. And that means that our damage in the late game against like bosses and stuff is a little bit worse. So it's one of those interesting trade-offs, but overall it is faster early on, and yeah, that's why it's like good for PB attempts.
And then here, why didn't we go for it and a slime attempt?
So I didn't go for it because it uses up all of your money, and I want that money for Reviver Seeds because it's just way, way safer to have them. Let's see. That's probably won't need these, and then the rest is good. Okay. So yeah, like I said, need to do a bit of inventory management because our inventory is going to get very full from all of these missions. Unless we just get money, because that is technically possible too, but probably will not.
I guess, Chad, if you want to maybe see some pressed runs, maybe see other cool runs by Puma's DS, you should go ahead and, follow our runner here.
Yeah, the difference between not having the frustration and having it is pretty wild to see. So definitely encourage it if you get the chance.
I would say from experience, you should definitely watch Puma's runs. They're really fun.
Thank you.
I can see you sort of comboing that mission there, getting the wormhole and then continuing on to the dungeon to do another one. Smart management seems to be the name of the game.
Yes. Yeah, we gotta make sure that we have everything that we need here, but also not too many things that we just don't have the space anymore. Once we find the client on this floor, actually, there we go. We can leave. We do have the blast seed. I would like to find another blast seed at some point, but at least I had the one for the mission. There is a strategy that I can use a little bit later if I do have that blast seed. So yeah, hopefully we'll find it in a dungeon because honestly, it spawns in most dungeons really. So we should be able to find one before I want to end up using it.
Chat, can I get ones in the chat if you would like to live in Skitty's house? I think it is very cute and cozy.
We should ask it again when in the later on in the run when we get to actually change our house. We get to build it up.
Whoa! Oh, I'm excited for that. Chat, you should not go anywhere. I want Skitty Home Designer right now on my screen.
I will say it is a Skitty house for sure. House of Skitty.
House. This is what being an adult is all about. You can make yourself a Skitty house if you want.
Yeah, true.
So who were those Pokemon that just showed up at our door?
So that was Team Meanies. So right now, all they're really doing is just messing with us because Gengar just wants to troll us as much as possible. So what they just did is they took all of our missions that were in the mailbox and left us with nothing.
Oh, that's so rude.
But then Helper ended up delivering another one for us, which actually does end up mattering, I think. It's either that or the next time that he comes around, where he actually gives us a mission that we are going to need for later in the run. Because, as it turns out, you can only have 8 missions at a time in your, I guess, in your bag. So because of that, so the issue with that is that after this set of Tiny Woods missions, we only need 9 missions left. But obviously 9 is more than 8, and so we need to get that last mission from somewhere, and fortunately we can get it from the mail that Helper gives us.
I see. But that's not Wonder Mail, right?
No, so this is not Wonder Mail. Wonder Mail is the password system of this game, where you can generate your own missions. This is like purely from the game.
Yeah, and that we're not allowing that in this category.
Yes.
Gotta just play through the game as RCS intended.
All right, we actually do have quite a few Reviver Seeds, so loving that. Also have a bunch of rocks, so it'd be actually pretty cool if I find a Stun Seed in the shop, because there is another strategy that I think is pretty cool that I only just recently learned about, that allows us to beat one of the bosses in a very silly way. So fingers crossed we find it. We'll do a couple checks for it, but it's not like anything too like fast or anything. It just looks funny. So we'll see. We'll see if we get lucky with that.
I think it looks funny. I love Gengar's art there.
He does look pretty goofy.
Look at him go. What a guy. I love creatures.
And actually, for those who don't know, there is a remake of this game, Rescue Team DX, on the Nintendo Switch. And, oh man, if you have not seen Ekans, it is a sight to see. Ekans looks amazing.
That will be what I'm doing right after this run. I am sure.
Sleep Seed. Shoot, I think I did get rid of that a little early. I'm gonna see if I can find a Sleep Seed in the shop, but that might be a mission I have to get rid of. Yeah, there's not one. All right. For the sake of making sure that I actually have what I need. Should be all right. Okay. Let's head into Sinister Woods. So what we're doing here is Team Meanies is trying to rescue this Metapod that's stuck in here for us. So it's kind of a race to get to the end of Sinister Woods right now.
Did Sudowoodo just use Rock Throw and then summon rocks from the high heavens?
Yep.
Come down on Cyndaquil. I love that. These games are fantastic. Some of my favorite games in the whole world, honestly. Mystery Dungeon. They just take Pokemon and really, I think, turn up the silliness and the whimsy and the inventiveness to another level. That, while the mainline games are fantastic, I think Mystery Dungeon really captures what's special about Pokemon as a world.
Alright, we should definitely be good on levels. It is nice actually having Ember this early, because we're able to one-shot most things in here. Sudowoodo is one of the very few exceptions just because we don't have the type advantage against it, but most other things we can just knock out. Ooh, actually, I want that Max Elixir because I think, yeah, I only have 2. So Max Elixirs are pretty good because if I'm using moves too much, then I can just fully restore all of the PP for a certain Pokemon. Just get them all back. It's definitely going to be very good for late game, but even in early game, sometimes it is just nice to have a couple ready to go.
Yeah, PP management is huge in the Mystery Dungeon games, much more so than it is in mainline.
Yeah, especially as we get later on, because there is a lot of times where we're just fighting a ton of enemies in a row, and if you don't have your moves, it is pretty dangerous. Worst case, you may have to start struggling.
And of course, that's literal, you know, using the move struggle.
Exactly, yep.
I'm also seeing a question
next.
from chat about glitches in this game. Are there any that we're using throughout this run, or are we just, you know, being smart and strategic, menuing glitches?
So in this run, no. We are like purely going through it like as developers intended, just with like powerful Pokemon, mainly Skitty. There is RNG manipulation in this game. So that is like the closest we have to like a meaningful speedrun glitch. There are a couple other like exploits that we can do, but they don't really come up in a typical speedrun. You might see it if you're seeing like Purity Force challenge runs, which is something that I end up doing a lot as well. Because yeah, there are some things that this game has that are, we'll call it like some quirks that can help out when you're trying to get through some of the hardest dungeons in the game. Probably the most infamous one is being able to like kind of befriend Keck, but not actually. Where if, because Kecleon can spawn in dungeons, not just in overworld shopkeep. And I'm gonna make sure this Shroomish doesn't follow here. If the... Actually, we're almost out of this. There we go. So, if Kecleon is hit by a Pokemon other than the like player or any of its party, then Kecleon, for whatever reason, will actually like walk around with you and fight enemies. So he's in this like weird glitch state where he's not actually on your team, but he acts like a team member.
That's cool. Show me Kecleon.
Oh, you're out of Ember. Okay, that's fine. So yeah, right now we're fighting against Team Meanies because we technically beat them here, but they're salty about that. So now they are trying to just take us out. So they're the ones that actually make it out of here. So we're just gonna defeat them. There we go. That can be kind of a scary boss fight. Gengar specifically has access to moves like Curse, which is just kind of annoying. Like it deals a quarter damage of your like total HP, so that can be pretty annoying. It also has access to Hypnosis, and that just is a mess because now all of a sudden you're not able to really do anything, and so you have to have Cyndaquil start fighting stuff. So to kind of not deal with the shenanigans all that much, I just immediately attract there. Because yeah, like I said, attract is very powerful. Lasts a couple turns, even against bosses. So yeah, you can just like fully stop enemies if you feel that you need to play a little bit safer. Very nice.
It is really nice that the main mechanic of this is going around and just being cute. Being so
Yep.
cute that enemies are like, well, okay, fine. We won't do anything to you.
Skitty is cute and very dangerous. We're going to be getting access to like one more main move in this run for Skitty, known as Double Slap. And, you know, normally Double Slap is like, in main series, it's a multi-hit move, not really all that good. It's kind of a whatever sort of thing. But in this game, the power of each hit of Double Slap is a lot better, and the accuracy is pretty good. It's like in the 70s or 80s. So a multi-hit move that is doing like the same, like roughly the same power as just like a tackle is very strong. We're going to be exploiting that as much as we can. And it is the main reason why we are able to get through so much of the game so quickly. Without like using too crazy of a linked moveset.
They're just like a normal cat. Very cute, very dangerous.
Yep.
Slappy.
Okay, that
I want
should
chat's
be...
verdict on one thing. Real quick, just...
Yep.
Is Skitty wearing a little pink suit, or is Skitty actually pink? Carry on.
There you go. Oh yeah, and I just did a quick link there while I had the moment. Nice, we even get a stun seed too, so I will be able to show off the strat later. There we go. I don't think I need to check the shop anymore. Actually, how many revives? 5? Okay. That should be fine. I think especially for pre-fugitive, that should be okay. So yeah, now we're going into Silent Chasm. To give like a quick update on what's happening story-wise, there is this Jumpluff that was stuck in here, this Jumpluff's friend, and the Shift Tree rescue team went in to go and like perform the rescue, but hasn't come back. So now it is up to us to both find the Jumpluff and the Shift Tree, figure out what is going on. So yeah, this dungeon is a mess for when you're trying to go fast, because like we've seen some pretty bad layouts so far. This one has some of the worst layouts like in any dungeon. So we'll see how it ends up going. Like the floors are pretty big and sometimes many rooms. So we'll see how long it takes me to get through some of these floors, but fingers crossed we can get through it without too much trouble. But yeah, we can already kind of see just how powerful Cyndaquil is here. Squirtle has a bit of a tough time in this dungeon. It can certainly struggle, try and actually take out some of these enemies. But Cyndaquil doesn't have too much of an issue. Ember plus Tackle is a pretty solid combination here. The other thing that I am on the lookout for in this dungeon are the bands. So there are going to be these like pink scarf-looking things on the ground. And we want to see them as soon as we can, because that can be either a power band or a special band in this dungeon, both of which give an attack boost for the respective like move type. And then we learn Sing here. We don't really need it, so we'll just get that off. Attract is just much better, much more consistent too. But yeah, so if we can get either of those, or ideally both, then that will help us out a lot. So the stairs are right here. We'll just try to go in quickly. There we go. All right, and then yeah, this is kind of what I'm talking about. This is a bit of a weird layout because the rooms are going to be kind of roughly generated. So I'm kind of going in blind here, just hoping that I happen to run into rooms as I go along. But yeah, they could be generated in whatever way compared to some of the other layouts that we can come across. So hopefully we find the stairs before too long, but we might spend quite a bit of time on this floor.
Yeah, definitely. It's really interesting how the game handles rooms in this game. We were talking about it a little bit in the green room, so whenever you get the chance, I think that would be super cool for chat to hear about as well.
Let's see, I want to make sure I get
spider.
Spider slowed Cyndaquil. Oh, there we go, stairs. Okay, out of that floor. But yeah, you can see that definitely just looked like a weird floor. Like rooms were kind of all spaced out. There was like tons of hallways. And actually, there we go. There's one of the bands. Let's see what it is. Power band. Nice. So that is going to go directly on Skitty for that attack boost. And that should allow us to do like pretty good damage for a while. And there we go. That is Silent Chasm done. Honestly, that could have been worse. Like that one floor that I pointed out was, definitely a long one. But otherwise, honestly, not too bad.
Nice.
You found the Shift Tree. So unfortunately, Shift Tree, yeah, so Zapdos is here. So it turns out Zapdos was sleeping in this dungeon, and Shift Tree's winds broke free this Jumpluff that was stuck here, but it also woke up Zapdos, and now Zapdos is upset and has kidnapped Shift Tree. So, yeah.
The reaction to every single little disturbance is kidnap a Pokemon in this game.
Yep.
I love it. But also understandable. If I was woken from my slumber, I'd probably also just scoop up whatever's near me. Good run.
Yeah, it's an interesting way to get back at the Pokemon, but yeah. Just spend more time with them.
Yes, exactly. I dislike you so much that I'm going to keep you forever. You're mine now.
But yeah, so now our next mission is to go and rescue Shift Tree. So we're going to be going over to Mount Thunder. Because we already have all of our missions ready to go, we actually don't need to check the shop anymore. So we can actually just go straight into the dungeon, which is kind of nice. It's one of those like time saves that doesn't always happen. because sometimes we'll just need to get some extra items, or we won't have all of our missions ready to go, so we need to go and check the board again. But we're good on both counts, so yeah, let's go into Mount Thunder.
Very nice. We can skip the shopping trip.
Yep.
You'll love to see it.
All right, so Mount Thunder. The layouts are a little bit more consistent than Silent Chasm, but some of the floors can be pretty bad. But yeah, the way that dungeon generation works, like any floor has kind of a rough layout that it wants to generate. And then, you know, the RNG makes it so it's not like the exact same floor every time. It's setting it up so there's the different items, the different hallways that are connecting rooms, how the rooms are even generated or whether they generate in the first place. But like roughly it knows like what area it wants to put them in. And all right.
Also, I know I gave the directive to chat to say when your favorite Pokemon comes off screen, if they do. Perhaps say earlier, Tyranitar is my favorite Pokemon. So very excited that we'll get to be seeing Tyranitar quite a bit in the rest of this round.
Ooh, nice. Okay. There is the special band. So now we have both a band for Skitty and Cynical. Won't need to worry about that anymore. I'm also going to take this Pecha Berry because I don't have one. Because sometimes we get poisoned and it'd be nice to just remove the poison as quick as we can. Luckily, we did have a bit of inventory space, so I wasn't too worried about picking up an extra thing. Because yeah, luckily for a good while, we aren't going to need to worry too much about picking up extra items anymore. So any items that I do end up keeping around are probably going to be useful for one reason or another. For example, I did pick up a link box, which was kind of nice to find this early. But essentially, the link box allows you to do the Gulpin linking that I was doing in the town square over in the dungeons. So you can just do it wherever.
Oh, that's very helpful.
And the main reason we want one is because Cynical is going to be learning one more move, like much later on, Quick Attack. And really, Quick Attack is not the main, or like it being Quick Attack is not the main reason it's good. It's just having an extra move because it allows us to deal with some of the, uh-oh, please don't kill me. Whew, okay, that was close. Fury Attack is scary, so I mean, you can already kind of see what multi-hit moves could potentially do just from that alone. But okay, I gotta be careful. I'm a little low. I'm gonna use an Oran Berry just to be safe here. But yeah, ranged moves and multi-hit moves, definitely quite scary. But yeah, so what we're going to want to do later is link all of our moves together on Cyndaquil so it's able to actually take down the enemies in the late game, because having 3 to 4 link moves together is pretty good. And actually, this is a good place to talk about like floor layouts, because this one is actually a predetermined layout. So floors 7 through 10 of Mount Thunder are like the layout is generated the same way, but where everything is going to be the main difference here. So on floors 7 and 9, the rooms are always going to be in the middle. So there's going to be like 8 total rooms, kind of in this like rectangular formation. So being able to access or like get access between them through the hallways is quite nice. Won't always happen, but it is nice when it does. Okay, and there we go. There is the stairs. And then 8F and 10F are kind of the opposite. They are all around the outside of the floor. So we're going to be all around the sides of where we're at here. And it generates 10 rooms this way. So 2 on the sides, 2 on each side, 3 across top and bottom. And there we go. That is Mount Thunder done. And now we get to go to the peak. So this dungeon is the start of certain dungeons where it's actually like technically 2 parts of a dungeon, although usually the second part is not very long. Be a little careful there. So this one is only 2 floors, so we've already made it through one. Try and get through the second one without too much worry. Okay. I was gonna do a strat to get Blaze here, because I did have a Blast Seed in my inventory. The goal was, if I didn't take any damage on Cynical, I could Blast Seed, like using Skitty, Blast Seed onto Cynical. It deals 45 damage, and we get low enough to trigger Blaze and deal some extra damage on Zapdos here. But unfortunately, we did get hit while we were running through the second floor, so Cynical is just a little bit too low to actually do that. Which means we won't really need this Blast Seed anymore, so we'll probably end up getting rid of it before we go into Great Canyon. Oh, well, there's technically Blaze, but I think we're gonna one-shot here. There we go. All right, fortunately we didn't lose a seed either, so that's a relief. Because yeah, luckily we are at a pretty good level, actually. Like, we're nearly at level 15 for Skitty, which is where we get Double Slap. And yeah, we'll kind of see just how strong that move is. Can hit anywhere from 2 to 5 times. More often than not, it does only hit 2 times, which is unfortunate. But when it does hit more than 2 times, it's quite nice. Does a lot of damage.
I see we rescued Shiftry, but there's also these 3 Pokemon here. What are they kind of about?
Well, they came by to help out. So these 3 are part of like a high up rescue team. Like there's some of the best around. So they came by because, you know, it's a legendary Pokemon that we just had to fight. So they wanted to make sure that like things were okay, not just, you know, leave us be in case we couldn't handle it. So yeah, they are going to be, you know, watching out for us throughout more of the story, but they know that something's going on with our team, because the thing is, our partner, Cynical, knows that we are a human, but no other Pokemon does yet. So, because we just haven't told anybody. But Alakazam can tell that like something is different about us than a normal Pokemon. So that might come into contention a little bit later. But first things first, we want to get more information about well, like why Skitty turned into a human, or Skitty turned from a human into a Skitty in the first place. So we're heading over to the Hill of the Ancients, which is at the end of Great Canyon. Gonna go and meet with Xatu. And this dungeon is kind of a mess. These layouts just get worse and worse as the dungeon progresses. So we will see how long we end up spending here, but fingers crossed that it's not too long. This is kind of a weird point in the run, because if we were going like super fast here, we would be actually grinding in this dungeon for a bit, because we want to make sure that we get level 15 here, because we really want Double Slap. Like, that is an absolute necessity for the rest of this run. And if we get it before the end of this dungeon, we can link it in the town square and not have to like look for an extra link box, because we want to save the link box we currently have for Cyndaquil much later on in the run. But if need be, we may end up using it if if it just ends up going super fast. But we've already got Double Slap, so we don't need to worry about that.
Yay!
All right, now, oh well, that's a weird loop, but
Oh, just
dungeon generation.
little pond there, I guess. Yep.
But yeah, so now we have access to Double Slap. We are going to be using that as much as possible, and eventually we will be linking it with Tackle as well. hopefully I won't be missing as much. Actually, another Oranberry is good, because I was getting a little worried. We're probably going to be using it after we fight this Vileplume.
Ooh, vile indeed.
Okay, and we're getting hit by one. Okay, luckily it only hit once. That could have been very bad. That could have actually taken out multiple Reviver Seeds if it hit enough times. So that was a relief. Would like to find more Oranberries if possible. But fortunately, we do have a lot of Reviver Seeds right now. So buying those extra ones early on was definitely a good decision. Even if it meant we couldn't go for the Frustration TM. It just allows for a lot more safety going forward. We do have an apple, so I don't need a second one. I always like to have one apple going through a bunch of these dungeons, because you never know when you're going to suddenly like have a really bad area and start starving.
Yeah, that's one thing that's super unique about the Mystery Dungeon games as compared to mainline games as well, is that you have to deal with hunger as a mechanic.
Ooh.
If you want to talk about that at any point, I think that would be super cool as well.
Ah, that's an unfortunate Reviver Seed loss. We do still have 4 more, so it is all right. But yeah, that's why I buy a bunch of those. And then, what was the thing you wanted me to talk about?
Oh, just how hunger, incorporates into the run here.
Yeah, so as we progress through the dungeons, we are slowly losing out on the belly that we have. So it starts at 100. As we like move or do like link moves and such, that slowly lowers over the course of the dungeon, and like it resets anytime that we exit a dungeon. So some dungeons are too long to be able to just get through without like getting down to 0 belly. So we have some food items that we can find throughout the run, being, apples or gummies. And so because of that, I like to just have an apple ready to go just in case, because then in case something happens and we're just like going through a dungeon for too long a period of time, we've got that apple ready to go. That will most likely come up in more of the later dungeons where we have, like I said, upwards of 25 floors that we may need to get through, and those floors are not short, so we will most likely be needing to eat during those sections, but it can even happen as early as this dungeon if we end up taking a while here.
So chat, remember, if you're going to explore a randomly generated dungeon that culminates perhaps with rescuing a kidnapped Pokémon, to pack some nice snacks so that you don't get Thank goodness this dungeon has been brutal to you.
Yeah, this is pretty standard for Great Canyon. It is definitely one of those dungeons with just like really awkward layouts. Like this one especially is a very big one. And we kind of just play through it as best we can. For now, the main focus is just being able to survive, get through this area, hopefully find the stairs eventually. There we go.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, another one with just like hallways that are going all over the place. It's pretty hard to actually determine where the rooms are going to be. So kind of just have to figure it out. Oh, I'm out of double slap. Okay, that is a concern. Okay, I mean, we're almost out of the dungeon. I only have 2 max elixirs, so I don't... Okay, perfect. I was worried I was going to have to like start figuring out whether to use a max elixir or not, but we're good. Okay, we've made it up to Xatu. So Xatu is gonna give us some information on, like everything, I guess. Or not. Maybe Xatu is just gonna stare at the sun. Hello, Xatu. Sometimes you just gotta look at a pretty sunset.
Yeah, I mean, you can be all-knowing and not all-telling.
All right, well, to get Xatu out of its trance, we're gonna go for an attack here. Attack ends up being actually 15 seconds roughly faster than the other option we can choose here, because we can actually choose to just tickle Xatu. And so, you know, we go through a whole tickle thing and Xatu laughs a bunch. But with this, Xatu's like, hey, I don't want to get attacked. I'm just going to wake up now.
Nice. Wait, Xatu stares at the sun all day, every day?
All day, every day.
I think Xatu's blind.
Yes, but that blindness gives it perspective to the past and the future.
Oh, wow. Okay. This is not advice, chat. Do not stare at the sun to get to get insight into all things past and future. We do not condone this here at Games Done Quick.
Yes, please do not. Xatu is a very special Pokemon specifically in a very different world.
We are not creatures. The creatures have powers that we do not have. That is the whole point of this show. Do not stare at the sun. It does bother me. Xatu shouldn't be doing that. Oh, but the world's also going to get ruined. Okay. Yeah, that's also a little bothersome.
Yeah, something's going on with this world. There's some issues happening around here. Let's see, is revive? Nope, no revives. Can do a tiny bit of inventory management. Rest seems okay, actually. I do like that I have a bunch of these Petrify and Warp Orbs, though, because it did make the Mount Steel, the Mount Steel ended up going pretty slow. But we managed to find a bunch of orbs that'll be very nice for later if we end up finding monster houses. So that should be nice. Hopefully we don't find any, but if we do, we should at least have that ready to go. But all right, we're about to learn about the Ninetales legend. So we're gonna go and talk to Wishcash, who's up here. And he's gonna tell us a story about how there's this legend about a human who touched the Ninetales tails, and it would curse like whoever touched them. But yeah, actually, well, what essentially happens is Gardevoir shields the human from the curse after that happens. And then the human runs away and the Gardevoir just, is suffering the curse now. And what a weird coincidence. We're a human that has turned into a Pokemon. It's kind of strange. And we've been seeing a Gardevoir in our dreams. Surely just a coincidence, though.
Yeah, nothing to that. Although, really bad news about the whole Ninetales thing, because I would very much pet a Ninetales tail. Perhaps even if I got cursed.
That is fair. All right, just updating my link set here, because now Tackle plus Double Slap is going to be able to just work through the rest of the game at this point. So we've got that. We've also got a Tail Whip Attract link as well, because realistically, we're only going to be using Attract for bosses unless we're in like a bit of a scary situation against like some of the later enemies. So because of that, we want to get that extra damage boost from the Tail Whip against the different bosses. So yeah, it just ends up working out a little bit better to do the link there. And there we go, there's Gardevoir.
I am certain that we've got Gardevoir fans in chat. Gardevoir is a very cool mon.
And actually, I did forget to mention this earlier, but with getting through Great Canyon, so we're going through a bunch of different cutscenes right now, because this entire section is basically building up the setup for the next part of the story, where we're going to be ousted from the town, and we're not going to be able to come back for a while, because people are going to start thinking that we are the human from the legend. And so it's going to be just like an onslaught of dungeons, no like missions in between, no going to sleep, waking up in the town, whatnot. Like we are just going dungeon through dungeon, no chance for checking the shop. So, yeah, before we start that section, that will probably be a good time to take our break. So once we're done with this set of cutscenes, like probably right before we enter the first dungeon of what we call the Fugitive segment, we will be doing that that small break that I mentioned.
Sounds fantastic. So, chat, you should grab an apple for our upcoming dungeon crawling or whatever other snack of your choice. We're not going in there right yet, but start thinking about it. And also think about your favorite Pokemon some. I want to hear about both your favorite Pokemon and your least favorite Pokemon during the break. I know many of our newly crowned least favorite is Diglett with feet, but I want some additional creative answers. Which Pokemon is just not for you? What is Gengar talking about, by the way?
So in this part, Gengar, so when we were up on the hill with Xatu, Xatu was mentioning that like there was a calamity about to happen, and it was caused by like a human turning into a Pokemon. Gengar overheard this because he was just following us, and so now he's linking it to the Ninetales legend and making and telling that to everybody in the square. So he's going off the assumption that if we get rid of the human from the legend, then the calamity will be saved. So the idea is that if all the Pokemon gang up on us and take us out, then the world will be saved. But
that's definitely how it works. Not cool, Gengar.
Yep, but he's managed to convince everybody because we can't really disprove that we are not the human from the legend, especially since we're seeing Gardevoir and like there's just all of this like weird stuff going on. So we couldn't really defend ourselves, and because of that, the town was forced to accept Gengar's truth. And yeah, now we're being given a day to prepare and leave, but yeah, after that, it is just we're going to be attacked on sight by anybody from the town.
That is so sad. Poor little kitty.
Yeah, this cat's going through quite a bit.
Visions and stuff. Yeah. I love that flashback to a cutscene that happened a minute ago.
Yeah, that actually happened a couple times during this. It's kind of funny. Like there was another flashback here where it was to the Wish Cache that just told us the story of the Ninetales legend. So yeah, a little bit of repeating, but it's alright.
Oh no, Pelipper's giving a farewell too.
Yep.
This is so sad.
It is. We don't know if we'll ever be back.
Dungeon games like this. No.
If Mystery Dungeon is good at one thing, I mean, it's good at a lot of things, but like if it's got to be one thing, it is definitely its storytelling and hitting you in the feels.
Yeah, absolutely.
Have tissues ready for the end of the run.
Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm ready.
Okay, so we are about to enter the dungeon here. All right, so we are in it, so we can take our pause here. Yep, loaded in. All right, so I'll stop that. But yeah, so how long are we gonna have this break?
We're gonna have it for about 5. Hello everybody and welcome back. We've got more Blue Rescue Team with us, with Pumbaa's DS, so let's get back into it.
All right, yeah, should be ready to resume here. So yeah, you can just do a countdown and I'll get ready to go.
All right. 3, 2, 1. Double slap.
All right, so now we are on to the fugitive segment of the run. We're going to be starting off with Lapis Cave here. This is a dungeon where the layouts are very small. Like, we should only be seeing maybe like 3 to 4 rooms per floor. And so hopefully that means that we'll just be finding the stairs really quickly a lot of the time. We can just pass through this dungeon without too much trouble. But despite the layouts being small, it can still take a little bit because... Oh wow, double flinch. Okay, that's actually insane. The triple flinch right there from Astonish is kind of crazy.
Zubat final boss of this run? Like, what is happening?
But yeah, hopefully we'll just find the stairs pretty quick.
For people joining us, we are on the run. There have been some rumors that we are a human and thus bringing calamity upon the world. So everybody has told us we have to leave town. That's what's happening in the story at the moment.
Oh, nice. Love to see the stairs just right there.
The most satisfying feeling. Stairs, go.
Yeah, I can take this. Should be alright. I am now maxed out on
seeing you
items.
super quickly. Item management, very important.
Exactly. So I need to be a little bit careful with what I choose, but I think it should be fine. Like, we've got some good stuff in our inventory. Always gotta have a goal bat on 14F. It's the speedrun way of this game. Even in unrestricted, there is a guaranteed one. Okay, there we go. Lapis is done.
Nice.
Alright, we've made it through the first dungeon, but that dungeon wasn't anything too crazy, so a lot of them are going to be following us over here, but we're going to be heading over to this volcano. Or I guess a mountain of fire, as they're calling it.
Can't say they're wrong.
Yeah, that's true. It is called Mount, so Mount Blaze.
Mount Blaze. Loving that onomatopoeia. Tromp, 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 tromp.
Alright, time for Mount Blaze. So, this dungeon is going to be 12 floors. The layouts are going to be certainly a little bit bigger, but not as bad as stuff like Silent Chasm or Great Canyon. So hopefully we won't take too long in here. There are some scary enemies though, like Pidgeot actually is one of them, because Quick Attack is pretty strong and kind of annoying to deal at from a distance. Later on, there's also going to be some Rapidash, which fortunately have the ability to run away, which means if we get them to like around half or a little bit below half, they will stop attacking us and just like run away as quick as possible. So we don't need to fully take them out, but if the, but yeah, they could be kind of annoying to deal with at some points. Like, we definitely don't want Cyndaquil to fight them, because this is definitely one of Cyndaquil's worst dungeons, as like trying to deal fire with fire is not what the heck? That could be a problem. Okay, I think it's out of rocks. So relief. We're just gonna fight it. I was a little bit worried that I was going to lose a seed to that. There was technically a way I could play around it with taking off my held item and catching the rock directly, but I figured there was a good chance that it was just going to hit Cyndaquil anyways. Oh yeah, that was close. Yep. Ooh. Rapidash Quick Attack.
Just dash into the stairs right in there.
Yeah, I just saw the
Nice.
stairs and tunnel visioned, but we're fine. Everything's okay.
We're all good. It's all fine.
That is Blue Rescue Team speedrunning in a nutshell. Everything is fine until it isn't. There we go. Okay, Mount Blaze is done. Honestly, a lot of those floors were not bad. That's unlucky. Please don't take 2 seeds. Oh man, okay, that could have been really, really bad. Let's see. Still got 3. Should be okay. But yeah, like I said, multi-hit moves, very scary, very strong. That's the main reason why we abuse them as well. Not too much you can do as you're dashing through a hallway. Sometimes you just run into an enemy at the wrong time and they use a strong move.
Happens. I had a question from chat that's kind of interesting. Is do you have a typical sort of direction or way you orient yourself when you enter a floor to try to find those stairs?
Yeah, honestly, it's mostly on vibes for me. Like, it just kind of roughly what the layout looks like. I do try to get to a hallway as soon as I can, or like at least where I think the rooms are going to be. But first things first, we're going to do something that I only just recently learned, and it's kind of cool. We are going to set this up so Cynical is over there, and then give Cynical the rocks, and Cynical is just going to spam rocks now and win the boss fight for us. So that way we don't...
We just stand in the corner and throw rocks. That's great.
Exactly. Yeah, and the reason we do this is because, you know, going through the actual fight, we have all of the different move animations we have to wait through. Every single move that we use also is affected by Moltres' pressure, so it just takes even more time. So it was discovered that if you stun seed Moltres, bring Cynical off into the corner, and then you have enough rocks, you can make it so Moltres goes after Cyndaquil, so it gets stuck off to the side, and all the while, Cyndaquil can just spam rocks endlessly until it wins. And because it's all off screen, it's just instant. It's awesome.
That is such a cool strat. I'm glad that we got the stun seed to be able to do that.
Yeah, I'm really glad too. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to show it off, but yeah, it's pretty cool to see it. But yeah, this is the infamous look into my eyes cutscene if you think I'm lying. But yeah, our team, Moltres is gonna have a tough time looking at our eyes. We'll just say that. Maybe it doesn't work the best with our current team.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Neither Skitty nor Cyndaquil have the most open of eyes.
Yep.
We cannot stare into the sun to understand the past or future.
But yeah, other than the scare on, like, scare to that Firo in Mount Blaze Peak, I'd say that overall went pretty well. So happy to see that. I guess what I should do is do a little bit of inventory management before I go into the next dungeon. Because now we do have a plain seed, so I can get rid of that, see if there's anything else I want to get rid of. And then, yeah, we'll be going to our next dungeon, Frosty Forest. So we go from extreme heat to extreme cold very quickly. Very turbulent climate here. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, I'm Absol enjoyers in chat. Please sound off. I know that y'all are out there.
Absol will be making some more appearances later. So, yeah, you can get hyped for that.
Also seeing a lot of people in chat vibe into music.
Sweet.
What's your favorite track in this game when you've got time?
Ooh, my favorite track is probably either Mount Blaze Peak, actually, or Sky Tower, which is going to be the last dungeon of the run.
Well, if you want to hear that, you got to stick around.
Let's try to get through this place. Fur is very scary, actually. You wouldn't think it, but the problem is it has both quick attack and fury swipes, so it is deadly on multiple fronts. You really have to play in a specific way to deal with it. If you're not able to approach it correctly, you're just gonna die. So yeah, very scary Pokemon. It is, in manipulated runs of this game, it is definitely like one of, if not the scariest Pokemon to encounter. Because in those runs we're a lot more underleveled compared to what we're at right now. But even with our current level, we can still get absolutely destroyed by them. That was a weird loop, but okay. Oh, what the? Alright, this is a funny layout. So yeah, sometimes the dungeon generation just stops for whatever reason. So yeah, we just don't connect to the rooms over here.
Oh well, they're taking the scenic route.
Oh wait, that's just a Ditto. I got scared, but it's fine. It's just a Ditto. All it can do is struggle, and struggle doesn't do that much damage to us.
Bird is such a cutie. It's continuing on the trend, I think, from this game of cute Pokemon is actually super dangerous.
Also, fun fact, for most of this run, any of the text has been scrolling by me just holding down the B button, which honestly all games should have this. It is amazing. But that is the one part of this game where I actually have to mash to progress the text. I can't just hold down B.
Oh, good to know. And I guess speaking of controls, how sort of do you move through this game? And what control scheme do you have to do this sort of 8-directional movement as fast as possible?
Do you mean in terms of like D-pad versus joystick?
Yeah,
or?
Exactly.
Yeah, so it's mainly D-pad for this game. And it's actually pretty fluid here, so it's kind of nice. Like, as the series has gone on, it has been a little bit tougher to do, like, super fluid movement, although that is also just partially because of the way that the enemy AI has changed as well. But yeah, I mean, it's basically just a bunch of D-pad movement. There's ways to like force diagonals by holding down the R button. So you'll see, like very briefly, you'll see these arrows going in like all 4 diagonal directions. And that's essentially just to force it so like it guarantees that I actually am going diagonally when I want to. So I kind of just hold that down for a brief moment to do that. Ooh, okay, that could be scary, because Rhyhorn is another Pokemon with a multi-hit move. It has Fury Attack. So I really want it to not get attacks off, but luckily it didn't Fury Attack me, so that's a relief. And yeah, right now we're at Frosty Grotto, so it's only 4 floors, and then we'll see what's lurking at the end of this area. And another fun fact, this is one of only 2 dungeons in any percent where Reviver Seeds can actually spawn on the ground. Like, up until this point, we couldn't really find Reviver Seeds. You can see, like, Blast Seeds mostly, Sleep Seeds sometimes, but this is the first time where Reviver Seeds could have actually spawned. Sadly, we didn't find any along the way. But fortunately, the other dungeon we can find them in is the immediate next one. But first things first, we've got to take down one of the most, well, honestly useful Pokemon in Blue Rescue Team. If you've seen any sort of post-game category run of this game, you're probably quite familiar with how good Articuno is. But also that means it's very scary to fight here. So we're gonna immediately attract here. Sadly, we can't do any stun siege shenanigans because, as you might be able to tell, the layout of this boss arena is mostly just a circle. We can't really get it stuck behind anything. And also, Articuno has access to Powder Snow, which is a very strong move in this game because it is a room range move, which means that it hits everything in the room, or every enemy in the room. And it's very powerful. It also has access to Agility, which could have been very bad, because that just gives it extra attacks, basically, theoretically at least. But yeah, we made it through without too much issue. Honestly, I did a lot of damage, so I'm actually pretty happy with that. I landed a lot of double slaps. But yeah, Articuno wasn't about to trust us, but Absol's coming in to let him know that the calamities are in fact happening everywhere, and it's not us that's causing them. Because the whole reason we were attacked in the first place is like we were just passing through the lands. Articuno's like, you don't look familiar. You're probably the one that's caused the calamity. I'm gonna attack you now. But luckily Absol helped us out, so we didn't have to like do a second fight after we already beat it.
I'm so glad that we've set the record straight. Thank you, Absol.
Yep. And now Absol is going to join us. So we're getting another member. We did recruit one other member early on in the run, the Magnemite that was helping us out with the Diglett and that we saved in Thunderwave Cave. But yeah, this is our next partner who's going to, join us for at least the rest of Fugitive. So now, suddenly we can just see Gardevoir in front of us. We might be hallucinating a little bit. Or it's just, telepathy.
Oh, and our partners can't.
Nope, it is just us that can see Gardevoir right now. But she's letting us know that up ahead is Mount Freeze, and Mount Freeze is where Ninetales resides. So, it is, we're getting close to the end of our journey. Once we figure out, from Ninetales for sure, whether we are the human or not, that is going to change everything. So hopefully we aren't the human, fingers crossed.
Hope not. And also, how do we stop this whole calamity thing anyway?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, it is definitely purely random whether you are the human or not. It's a 50-50 chance between us and somebody else. We either are or we aren't. Anyways, so Absol normally joins us for this dungeon, but it turns out you can just tell him to go home. So we don't have to bring him into this dungeon. When we discovered this, it made this section of the run a lot better because Absol, unfortunately, is not very good in this game. It's okay, but it's like compared to what Skitty and Cynical can do, it's just not worth bringing. It's more of like a Reviver Seed eater than anything, and we don't want to deal with that. And actually, speaking of Reviver Seeds, I just found one off the ground. Like I said, this is one of only 2 dungeons where I could do that, so that's actually a really nice find.
Nice. GDQ luck.
GDQ luck.
See it. Although Shelguns is just standing on these stairs. Get out of there.
You shall not pass.
You shall not pass? There was something.
Oh man, that was pretty good actually.
Sorry. Awaken the sleeper pun agent me.
What the? All right, well, we're gonna do a little loop-de-loop, but we get to avoid fighting those enemies and just go to the stairs, so that actually worked out pretty well. Sometimes going the long way around is still a little bit faster to avoid a fight, or 2.
It's an applicable life lesson even.
Vigoroth is kind of scary. This is another Pokemon that has a multi-hit move in Fury Swipes, so fortunately it just used Uproar there, which doesn't do anything. Trimeco shouldn't be an issue. Actually, Cynical might just take it out. It's probably at like 1 or 2 HP, actually. It's kind of wild that it survived.
We showed mercy.
We did. I mean, we were already at the stairs, so we didn't really need to take it out.
The thing I like about Mystery Dungeon is that it thinks about what Pokemon would actually hover above the ground and lets them do that.
Yes, and it chooses some weird Pokemon sometimes because it's based purely off of the idle animation for a Pokemon as to whether it's going to be able to go over water or not. Also, what the nice loop. But yeah, so certain like flying types that you would think, oh yeah, I mean they have wings, they can totally go up and over the water. They actually cannot. It's kind of interesting.
Or you know.
Let's see. And then this is a 15 floor dungeon here. So we are getting pretty far along. Only one more floor here to go. This is normally the dungeon where I would need to eat the apple. But if we can find the stairs quick enough, I may not need to. Although that is pretty unlucky, so maybe we still will. But it is pretty expected to need to eat an apple here, because 15 floors is definitely quite a bit. Alright, come on, stairs. Oh, there they are. Okay, there we go. Done with Mount Freeze. And now we've got to go through the peak. So it's another 4-floor peak. We get rid of Absol again because he actually comes back during the midpoint, somehow warped to us. Okay, Icy Wind is scary. That is a move that is that can hit from a distance and always causes slow if it hits. And being slowed in this game is terrifying because it essentially means that you just move, or like your actions are reduced by half. So enemies get 2 turns while you only get 1. And giving enemies multiple turns is obviously not good. Yeah, funny enough, Glalie is the only thing that's here. So we're just going to be seeing a bunch of Glalie spawning all over the place. Or hopefully we just find the stairs and we don't need to see any Glalie. I think we've seen one every floor so far. Okay, this looks like a pretty bad floor layout, so hopefully we just find the stairs quickly. Otherwise, we are going to be checking a lot of areas in the hopes that there are rooms. We got flinched there, that's a bit unfortunate. Okay, there we go. And that is Mount Freeze Peak done. So 5F, we're over here in this, you know, not suspicious room at all. And it looks like Team ACT, Alakazam, Charizard, Tyranitar, have reached us. So, unfortunately, it is time for a boss battle against one of the toughest exploration teams. So we'll see how this ends up going. But wait. Ninetales is here to put a stop to the fight. We don't have to do a boss fight.
Yay! Thanks for
honestly, this one would have been.
Ninetales.
Yeah, time save Ninetales. But yeah, I mean, honestly, their team probably would have been very annoying to fight. I mean, if nothing else, Sandstream, dealing with a boss fight in a sandstorm just seems annoying.
Oof, yeah, do not want to do that.
But yeah, so Ninetales reveals that we are in fact not the human from the legend, which means we are not the Pokemon, or the human-turned Pokemon that is causing calamities. It's somebody else. But that means we're good. Also, the calls to the natural calamities exists elsewhere. Just spinning, yeah. Good spin.
Good spin. We have some spin emotes. I'd love to see those in chat. Of some of our favorite creature mascots here at Games Done Quick. By the way, if you'd like to get access to those emotes, you can go ahead and subscribe to support the channel. And if you have a Prime sub lying around, you can just click that button right now. You don't even have to think about it. That would be incredibly cool because all of your support, whether it's viewing, whether it's subscribing to the channel, giving bits, all that stuff helps us keep, you know, bringing speedruns to you all year round, not just at our events. And also helps our events keep running too. So if you like speedruns, you know, being here is absolutely incredible. Thank you so much for all of your support. I'm also seeing some velocity spin. Very good. Chat's listening. I see you, chat.
Good spins.
Good spins.
A is back. We're back. With Absol.
We're back. Back and better than ever.
Yeah, we certainly gained some levels during that that fugitive arc. So we are definitely getting pretty strong.
I want to know what that sound would sound like in real life.
I don't even know how you would say it.
How do you even do that? Yeah.
Honestly, that sounds more like Mr. Krabs.
So true. What I wouldn't give for the voice cast of SpongeBob to voice a Pokemon game.
Oh my god.
That'd be too much. I mean, there are crabs in Pokemon. You've got,
big gift subs.
Krabby and Kingler and Audon. So, and yes, thank you for the gift subs as well. Absolutely fantastic. It helps keep Hotfix running, helps keep our events running. We appreciate all of your support very, very much.
Hope you all enjoyed the emotes.
Yeah. Spins in chat.
More spins.
More spins. Aw, the Caterpie is so sweet. Game's so sweet. It is really hitting me right in the feels.
And now we are back to our daily routine. Now that we've figured out like a little bit about what's going on, the ACT team is going off to go and quell the earthquakes. So while they're doing that, we're just going to go back to our daily mission life. So it's time to go and do some Thunderwave Cave missions. We got 3 to go here. So let's try and get through them, hopefully pretty quick. So yeah, because we're definitely a lot stronger than we were before, we should just be able to regular attack everything here, which means just pressing the A button, smacking things around, rather than actually using our moves.
Moves are overrated. It's fine.
Yeah, it is kind of nice in this game that you can use just like a normal attack and be okay. Like you don't have to waste your moves sometimes.
I enjoy that everybody banished you from the town because they thought you were bringing about disaster, and now you're just back doing a regular old rescue team missions. It's fine.
Yep. Yeah, no, we're just back. It's like nothing happened.
It happened. Exactly. There won't be any problems later relating to this.
So yeah, Elekid and Minoon are 2 Pokemon that should be one-shot, but sometimes they don't, so we'll just guarantee that they get taken out with some big moves. But there we go. Honestly, pretty quick missions. I didn't... Like, the 4th floor took a little while because I had to go all the way around to find them, but otherwise, this is pretty good. Alright, hopefully my inventory is okay. Alright. We didn't get anything sent to storage, because if our toolbox gets full, we do have some extra text that's saying, like, oh, you're out of space, we're going to send this to storage. And it does that for every item. So, yeah, if we have too many things, then that can be a problem. But luckily, we're still okay.
Do we think Gardevoir is behind Skitty or on top of Skitty here?
Isn't Gardevoir just riding Skitty? That'd be funny.
Yeah, just hanging out. Standing on top of the cat loaf. The Gardevoir art is really good.
Yeah. Oh, another earthquake. And bye, Gardevoir. I think Gardevoir got a bit spooked by it.
Earthquake 2! It's happened again.
And all right, so next part of the game.
Back to the scene that just happened.
Literally
Sorry.
just happened.
Literally just happened.
That is the most egregious one. It like literally just happened 30 seconds ago, if even that.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, so we are going on to probably the strangest part of this run, or the fact that it's even part of the story, which is the Uproar Forest section and house building. Yeah, for whatever reason, we have to build our house in order to progress the story. So we just kind of do it. But the problem with it is this is probably the source of like the most annoying bit of like randomness about this run, because in order to actually complete this section, we need to find 2 chestnuts in Uproar Forest on the final floor of it, 9F. Almost always one will spawn. However, we need 2. Most of the time, only 1 will spawn. Sometimes 2 will spawn. Technically, sometimes 0 can spawn. And if that happens, then we cry. And it may or may not have happened to me earlier today, which it's extremely rare. Oh, I'm out of space. All right, first things first, I need to get rid of something. Okay, that's tricky. We're gonna do that. Oh, there's not even any huge apples in here. Okay, in that case, I am gonna have to buy some huge apples later. We don't need the huge apples right now. It's just because the last 2 dungeons are very long, and so we need food to get through them. All right, and another thing about this dungeon is I am just gonna leave Cyndaquil to just fight things on their own, because Cyndaquil can deal with everything here for the most part. So by leaving it behind, we can not only just do a little bit easier movement with solo Pokemon, but also if we have to do any sort of backtracking, Cyndaquil is taking care of the enemies behind us, so we won't need to worry about that as we go back the other way. And also, any enemies that Cyndaquil ends up fighting will be off screen, so we don't have the extra animations for that. We just see the text, and that's about it. And one other thing about this dungeon, the first 6 floors have a chance of spawning Apom. Apom not only is a version exclusive to Blue Rescue Team specifically, so you can't really get in red, it also has the ability Pickup. And Pickup is an ability where... Please. Dang, it would have been nice if one of those actually joined. Where it just gives you an item if it's holding nothing when it enters a floor. Or at least has a chance to. But when it comes to 9F of Uproar Forest, it will always give you a chestnut. As long as it's not holding anything. So if we actually recruit an Apom, we are guaranteed to have 2 chestnuts. Or we should be guaranteed to have 2 chestnuts going into 9F.
And then the chestnuts, what are they going to last do?
So the chestnuts are essentially just a story-required item. We'll see it play out in a moment once we're done with the dungeon, but we're going to be feeding some Mankey them in order to get them to build our house, and they won't keep working unless we keep feeding them chestnuts, so... It technically requires 3, but one of them is just automatically given to us, so we need 2 random ones from the dungeon. But yeah, it's kind of weird that this is part of the, the story, to access credits portion of the run. I guess it's because they wanted a little bit more time between the end of the game and the fugitive segment. All right, so we're on 9F. We already see a chestnut. That's a relief. We're not getting zeroed this time. So we're gonna grab this chestnut here. Then use a max elixir. May end up buying another max elixir later, depending on what we get from missions. All right, if we can get a second chestnut on this floor, that would be awesome. If not, then we will have to go through the dungeon again But we do have an escape orb if that is the case, so... Alright, last room we can check, and... Alright, no second chestnut. Pretty standard. So, we're gonna go and take out the Mankey gang here. They're kind of just causing trouble in Uproar Forest. So yeah, this is the easiest boss. We can just take them out as they, like, essentially come in a straight line. One by one. So... pretty solid work there. Yeah, so we get our first chestnut from the Why Not here as a reward for our mission, but we can't really do anything with it, so we just kind of have it.
Having things can be its own reward.
And yeah, this is live.
I'm liking
with a pre-recorded
it's
chat.
Live with pre-recorded chat, exactly. No, we got live chat. It's pretty awesome. It's the best part. Although, of course, if you're watching this on YouTube, you will not have live chat. But thank you so much for watching on YouTube anyway. We really, really appreciate your support. And if you'd like to go to our YouTube, you can catch up on past Hotfix shows, special events, and GDQ marathons over on youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video and subscribe and turn on notifications to stay up to date with Games Done Quick, everything we do. So what are these three Mankeys all about?
So they were causing trouble in Uproar Forest. We beat them up in order to fulfill the Why Not and Wobbuffet's mission. And it kind of got them to calm down, but they came into town to attack us again, and then realized that we have a chestnut. And they're like, you know what, we like chestnuts, can we have it? And we're essentially saying, okay, we'll give you the chestnut if you start helping us build this house. So yeah, now we just have these Mankey helping us out. But yeah, the problem is they get bored pretty quick, so they'll do a bit of the work and then they're like, all right, we need another chestnut. So unfortunately, we need to get more chestnuts, and if we had gotten two from Uproar the first time around, then we could have skipped going back in the dungeon, as we are going to here. First things first, we can give them one of the chestnuts, so that way we just have the inventory space available.
Yeah, only having 20 inventory space is brutal in a run like this.
Yeah, it is pretty rough. It's one of the toughest challenges of trying to do runs of this game, because there's so many things that you might want to have. Like, you might want to have tons and tons of Reviver Seeds, but there's so many other items that you need ready to go. All right, hopefully this revisit won't take too long.
This is like me going back to the grocery store because, you know, I forgot, like, sour cream or something.
Forgot your chestnuts.
Exactly. Why didn't I get chestnuts? They were on the list. On the list.
All right, we have access to quick attack early. That's good. We'll be linking that later. For now, I'm gonna just leave the link set as it is normally, because what I'm gonna do in a couple of the mission dungeons that we need to still go through is just keep only quick attack on. So Cynical is just one-shotting things with that move instead of using its entire linked set every time. Can I avoid this?
Just like the name says.
I avoided one Apom and then another one spawned.
And not ever be free from monkey.
Apparently not. It would have been really cool if one of them actually joined. Although now I definitely don't want one of them to join, because that'll be unfortunate. I guess I could immediately leave, but bringing an Apom around is kind of if. so it's really only worth it on the first visit. Also, another fun fact, 3F and 6F of this dungeon give like a random weather condition. Like sometimes it can be clear, but usually it is some like weather condition of, hail or sandstorm or rain, something like that. So we got hail there. Not a great weather condition for us to get, but it didn't take us too long to find the stairs, so it was all right.
It's very flash weather.
Yep.
Sudden hailstorm.
This dungeon is strange. Okay.
No kidding.
Back to 9F. Hopefully we find the chestnut, because as soon as we find it, we can just escape warp out. So... let's see... where is it? It's kind of unfortunate that I found the stairs instead, because we're not going to be using those.
Yeah, like the one time. I don't care about the stairs.
It's kind of interesting. There's not a room there, actually. Okay, there's the chestnut. Let's get out of here.
Shopping trip done.
And we wake up back in our bed.
Skitty house. It's the remodel we were talking about.
All right. Getting ready to finish our build of the Skitty house. And finally, the rescue team base was completed. Are you ready for Skitty's new crib?
Yes, reveal it.
There it is.
Oh, it's so cute. Look at that. Oh, that is the dream house right there. If the HDTV people told me I needed to pay $300 million for it, I would slap that check right down. Give me this Skitty house.
Even the mailbox has the little like tail tufts on it too.
I know. Oh, that's so cute. Ah, I love creatures. What are they doing to it?
Yeah, so, we gave them the chestnuts, right? The house is finished. There's no more reason to give them chestnuts. They got upset about that, and they're like, wait a minute, if we destroy the house, if it's not completed, we get more chestnuts. So they were trying to destroy our house after completing it.
This is not the famous Cartoon Network show, Destroy, Build, Destroy. If anybody gets that reference, you lived in the same time period as me, but like, oh my god.
I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Me neither. It just came to me. This game's doing things to my brain. My gosh, those Mankeys. I think I dislike them the most out of anyone I've seen in this game. Mankey might be my least favorite Pokemon now. It can defeat Dugtrio with feet.
How could they try to ruin a perfectly good house?
Exactly. Kitty crib. Kitty crib.
Alright, where is the bird? Oh, there it is. So yeah, the enemies here don't always die to just like a regular attack. So sometimes I will need to use linked moves. I try to avoid it if possible, but yeah, there are just certain times where I just have to. Ooh, nice. The client's just right here. Hopefully we can find the stairs pretty quick. The best feeling with missions is finding both the client and the stairs in the same room. Like, spawning in the same room as you started in.
That would be very convenient. Chad has pointed out that Mankey also has feet.
Mankey does in fact have feet.
That's no good.
Wait, that's no good?
No, it's not good. Diglett's got feet. Mankey's got feet. None of the Pokemon we like have them. I'm sorry. We're going places today.
You're good. It threw me off for a moment. I was like, wait, what? Do Mankey...
No, sabotaging the run. No. That's not what I'm supposed to be doing.
Let's see.
I'm sure we'll have our chance to get some comeuppance on them.
Where is this client?
They're hiding. Don't they want to get rescued?
You'd think, but oh, well, there we go. I mean,
well.
it would have been nice if I wasn't leaving now, because that was the last mission, so we don't need to take the stairs.
Just literally a tile away from the stairs. Wow.
Yep. Oh, it's okay.
Thanks, Fidgy. Very cool.
All right, let's see what items we end up getting. Reviver Seed is nice. I do want to see Max Elixir specifically, because I don't have too many. Okay, rocks. All right, Max Elixirs, please. More rocks, okay. I like rocks as much as the next guy, but I would like some Max Elixirs. Hopefully, the last two missions can help us with that.
Very different use cases, yeah.
Yep. The rocks were really good when we did that Moltres strat. Unfortunately, we can't really do stuff like that anymore. So, yeah, we would just like the Max Elixirs. I guess worst case, we do have a lot of revives, so that is something. What I will probably do is, if we don't get any Max Elixirs from the last couple missions that we have here, then I will probably do like a quick shop check before we go into the next dungeon, which will actually probably work out, because before I enter the next dungeon will probably be a good time for the break.
All right, fantastic. Well, while we're just talking about the break real quick, if you would like to support the channel, you can go ahead and contribute to GDQ Hotfix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Your contributions help keep our shows running. If you're enjoying the stream, consider subscribing for exclusive emotes, ad-free viewing, wink wink nudge nudge, and access to chat during replays. You can also always support the stream by sharing the Games Done Quick channel with your friends, and just by watching. Being here and being supportive towards us is everything. Thank you for helping keep us running as a show.
And yeah, to give a quick story update, essentially the team ACT went down into Magma Cavern to go and quell the earthquakes, like quite a few days ago now, and they have not returned. So everybody's getting worried, and they're thinking about sending another expedition team or rescue team down there to go and save them and try to help stop the earthquakes, because earthquakes still haven't stopped. They're still happening like every day. So now we have this like hand-picked team of Octillery, Blastoise, and Golem that are going to go down into Magma Cavern. They're all pretty strong in there, so they should be able to just absolutely crush the dungeon and go and save ACT. Which means we don't get to do it.
For the rescue team. Yeah, and I'm sure we won't be needed to rescue any rescue teams.
Nope,
right?
Of course not. So we're going to go back to missions. Missions are fun.
Okay. I guess.
Oh, nice. The client's just right here.
That's very kind. I like that.
Actually, I just realized I never switched to quick attack, but oh well. We're basically at the end, but I can show what it would have done. I guess it didn't really come up because the animations were just off screen, so I didn't think about it. There is the Wurmple.
Wurmple's one of the cutest first stage bugs, I think. Big Wurmple fan.
It's pretty cool. Got a silly little face.
Exactly.
No, 2 boxes full. Okay, I actually want that Max Elixir. Although I guess I don't need it right now. I could get it before the last dungeon. So maybe it's okay that happened. So yeah, so I should have 3... Oh, wait, but I don't have huge apples yet. Okay, so I actually do need to do a little bit of shopping before this upcoming dungeon. Because, yeah, not having food for these longer dungeons is pretty scary. Like, we do have revives, which, if we do faint with a reviver seed, it not only restores our HP and moves, but it also restores our hunger. So we go all the way back up to 100 belly. But I would rather not use reviver seeds to hunger reset. Like, it's a little bit awkward of a usage for them. And of course, if we just get like randomly KO'd out of nowhere, we want to have those reviver seeds ready. I'm gonna have to see what items I have that I can get rid of, because it's probably gonna be like some rocks. So I should be able to make some space. And as a quick update, story-wise, the newly constructed team just got wrecked in the dungeon. Everybody was feeling depressed. Gengar was trying to like make everybody just lose hope and everything. But we want to play the game, so we're going down there instead.
What is Gengar's problem?
Gengar just wants to see the world burn.
Wow, just wrong side of the bed kind of Pokemon right there.
Yeah.
I do quite enjoy his art, though. I must say, every expression brings something new and delightful.
And he's just a silly little guy who's also causing a lot of chaos because he feels like it.
I guess sometimes that's what you should do in life.
Or maybe he's trying to help in his own way.
Also makes funny sounds.
He does make funny sounds.
Who knows?
Okay, time to do an item check. Yeah, we can get rid of these. The rest of that seems okay. And then, yeah, we definitely need some huge apples. And there we go. We can see some huge apples. Honestly, the X-ray specs would be funny, but we do not have the money for that.
What would the X-ray specs do?
So X-ray specs are an item that allow you to see the locations of enemies and items over the entire floor.
Wow.
So it's pretty strong. Like, you can use it to avoid enemies that you don't want to fight. And you can also use it to figure out where rooms are. And like, a lot of being able to speedrun these games is being able to find rooms as quick as you can and hope that the stairs are in there. So the faster you can get to rooms, the better.
Yeah, this speedrun would be a lot more boring if it was just you knew where the stairs were. You could just go there. But knowing where rooms are sounds very useful.
Yeah, at least in terms of this kind of run, where we're not trying to manipulate anything. If we always knew like where the stairs were, there wouldn't be a whole lot of other stuff for us to do. Hey, Cindy. All right, so I'm gonna enter Magma Cavern, and then it is time for us to take that break. So,
all right,
get into the dungeon here. We got a little cutscene beforehand, and then yeah, once I've like fully entered 1F, then we're good to go. I'll pause there. So there we go.
All right, we're going to take a quick break before we get into the end game of this Pokemon Blue Rescue Team run, so don't go anywhere. We will be back very soon. Welcome back, everybody, to Creature Corner, the GDQ Hotfix show about games that feature non-human protagonists. Even though we're kind of a human in Rescue Team, we don't have to talk about that. Just look at the screen at the cute pink cat and also at Whom is DS. Let's go ahead and get back into it.
Sounds good. All right, well, Yeah, we're about to get into the second to last dungeon of the game. We are getting pretty far, but even though we only have 2 dungeons left, they are both very, very long, and we got a lot of story stuff still to go. So, I should be ready to go, so we can do a countdown when you're ready, and yeah, let's get into it.
All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go.
All right, first things first, I need to do a link here, because now we're at a point where Cynical cannot just one-shot enemies. Also, you need to come with me. I don't want you just waiting around there. There is actually a strategy in like top-level runs where you actually leave Cynical behind and just run around as solo Skitty. Because the benefit of it is kind of the similar things that were happening with like what I was doing in Uproar and the mission days. But it obviously has the downside of if Cynical gets unlucky with certain things, we can't help it. Like if it gets surrounded at some point, it can really only fight one enemy at a time and is just stuck there. So it's usually just a bit safer to just have Cynical ready with us. Plus it can help us take out some like enemies if we get surrounded. But yeah, we are...
And then a Sandshrew. Oh, Kecleon.
So funny. There is something that I wanted to see in that Keck shop, which would have been funny, but it was not the right band. So if it comes up, then I'll talk about it, but otherwise it's probably not going to be worth it. But yeah, this dungeon is 23 floors, so it is going to be a bit of a slog. And obviously these layouts are quite big every time. So we are going to be scouring these floors quite a lot. Hopefully we can find the stairs at a pretty reasonable pace, but we will see what ends up happening. Okay, so we're going to need to go around here. I think I might have Snickle try to fight this Nidoking.
The menuing is so fast. I'm so impressed. By the way, we haven't talked about it too much, but I can't even read, half the things you're doing, and I'm not the one playing it.
Yeah, there's so many things that you just learn from playing these games a lot. You just get like pretty solid muscle memory of knowing what you want to do and how to do it.
Chat is hype about Mawile right now.
Yeah, there are some Mawile here. We're gonna need to use a Max Elixir. So yeah, we got 2 left. Hopefully I won't need to use too many more here. We do have that 1 Max Elixir in storage, so I will most likely be getting that before the final dungeon. And I can even probably check the shop just to see if there's any other Max Elixirs there, because that'll just be pretty helpful. Actually, now that I think about it, I used a Max Elixir on 7F. That's kind of early. That's a little concerning. Hopefully it won't be an issue. Yeah, really, it just depends on how many enemies I end up coming across, because only so much I can do about that. We do need to fight enemies as we see them and they're in our path. I'm actually gonna warp orb this. It's kind of funny, one of them just warped behind me.
Oh. Get yoinked.
Alright, and we have our first monster house. So, fortunately we do have some orbs to deal with this. Arboks do break out of Petrify though, because of Shed Skin, so we're just gonna have to take it out. But everything else will be permanently petrified in here, so you don't need to worry about that.
That's a really cool little strat to deal with it.
Yeah, we're getting dizzy from hunger, so we are going to have to eat one of our huge apples soon. Let's see if I can find rooms. Okay, I was hoping to make it to the stairs before eating the apple, but we'll just eat it there. There we go. Alright, about halfway through the dungeon eating the huge apple. That's pretty good. Plus, the one nice thing about the huge apple is not only does it fully restore your belly, but it also increases its max capacity by 10. So now for the rest of this dungeon, we're going to have 110 belly instead of 100. We got multiple Lolile now.
I wonder how that works.
I guess.
Eat something, get more belly?
Yeah, maximizes the belly size, I guess. Oh, maybe I should have taken that link box for safety, but oh. There are some Pokemon that will be coming up later that can use the move Spite, and if you try to use a move when it's already out of PP in the link set, it will delink the moves, so we would prefer that not to happen. Also, okay, second max lists are getting used. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be checking the shop. So yeah, 3 max lists should be fine for the rest of this dungeon, especially because we still have Cynical as well. But yeah, I am a little bit concerned that I've already used up 2. Can I run? I'm gonna try to run from this.
You are a speedrunner.
There we
Hopefully you
go.
can go fast. Nice.
I knew there wasn't too many rooms left that were even possible, so I figured our odds were pretty good of just being able to get away. Ooh, okay, that does not connect to another room, apparently.
Convenient link box.
Yeah, I'll be taking that link box just as a little safety here. Because if our moves get delinked, being able to just relink them immediately would be quite nice. It shouldn't end up happening, but you know, if something happens, it's just a nice little safety option.
Do you kind of look more at the mini map and try to see the little square
no.
for the thing? Or physically? Just look.
Shoot, wait a minute. Okay, I need to think a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Do I meme? I don't know.
I walked into something, chat. I don't know what, but I certainly did.
Well, okay, so I just picked up an item called the Warp Scarf. It is one of the 3 big, I guess, like, time-changing items might be the best way to put it. So it is a held item that while you're wearing it, you will just warp randomly to a different room, or well, to some room every couple turns.
Oh,
so
I see.
It can be very, very fast because the thing is you're not, you know, fighting a ton of enemies because you're just warping around between different rooms. But you can, you know, warp into some bad rooms as well, like Monster House. So it is a little risky. It is still going to be useful no matter what, because if nothing else, I'm definitely going to be using it in the final dungeon, because it's actually really, really good on the peak of that area. We'll just eat a red gummy. We're not using frustration, so we don't need to worry about that. Oh boy. Yeah, Onyx is definitely scary. That ranged dragon breath is pretty brutal. Hopefully the stairs show up, like, now. There we go. Okay, I just wanted to get out of here.
Nice.
Yeah, Onyx and Steelix are terrifying. Oh, okay, there we go. There's the stairs. Let's just take this thing out. Perfect. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen Onyx get 2-shot by my tackle double slap. That's pretty good. Usually that takes like 3 or 4 hits.
Are there damage calcs in this where there's, you know, different ranges you can get?
Yeah, it is different ranges. It's actually a pretty specific calculation that's based off of like a bunch of different factors, including like pretty heavily including your level. Like that's something I learned about a lot more from doing Purity Forest runs. But yeah, level is pretty important to the damage calc. Obviously, the other stats are too, like attack. But yeah, it's interesting how it affects it. All right, well, we're now about to figure out what has been causing the earthquakes. Technically, like it has actually been saying it in the story if you've noticed. But it's time to fight Groudon. So, turns out Groudon's been the one causing all of these random tremors. So, we're just gonna beat him up so it stops.
I see. Is that how you deal with earthquakes in real life as well? Seismologists, weigh in.
Well, I mean, that would be a convenient way, I guess, if you can actually fight the earthquake.
Yeah. Just tackle, double slap, ember it a couple times, and you're good.
Yeah, double slap is definitely strong. Like you can see just how good it is against bosses.
True. Whoa, what are those? Oh yeah, that's right. They went into the dungeon.
Yeah, so they've been here for a while, but they got defeated by Groudon, and then Groudon kidnapped them? I'm not entirely sure what happened. Like they were defeated for sure, but I don't really know why they were there specifically.
Fascinating. Kidnapping is just such a theme in these games.
I guess so. Not the theme to take away from Pokemon Mystery Dungeon.
No, that's not the moral of the story. Yeah.
And the moral of the story is believe in your friends and save the world.
So true. By beating up earthquakes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, beating up earthquakes, and then we're gonna beat up the sky.
Yeah, go low and then you go high. Mm-hmm. That's how it works.
Exactly. But all right, so it is time for the final adventure of this speedrun. So this is the final dungeon before we reach the credits. So it turns out that the calamity that has been referenced this entire time is this giant meteor that's about to destroy the world.
Oh.
So yeah, Zatu looked up and saw, oh yeah, that's what's happening.
Nobody else looked up.
Nope. In fact, the goal of this final mission is to tell another legendary Pokemon, Rayquaza, to look up. That is the mission. Because once Rayquaza sees there's a giant meteor about to smash into him, he's gonna be like, oh, maybe I should do something about that.
Oh, fair enough. Wow. Huh.
All right. So, before we go into the final dungeon, let's do some last moment preparation. So, we get a Reviver Seed, very nice, and a Max Elixir. And I am still going to get the other Max Elixir out of storage, because I just kind of want it. We also do not need Torment. Probably not the item that I would want in general to be in my inventory. All right, moves are linked, items are bought. We've got a Petrify Orb in case we find a monster house. Hopefully we can get through this. So Sky Tower, hardest dungeon in this run.
Let's go tell Rayquaza to look at the sky. Yeah.
And hopefully he will, and not just Hyper Beam us instead. Although I guess he can't.
Although apparently we're dealing with Gengar first again.
Yeah, so Gengar's back. He's given us a nightmare. He just wants to eat our dreams.
Rude.
I wonder what a dream would taste like.
That's a really good question, and I want chat's opinion. Please tell us what a dream would taste like and what a nightmare would taste like. I have a feeling they'd be different. Would a nightmare be like a bad tasting food, or would it be like sandpaper, rocks?
Oh, jeez, sandpaper. Dang.
It would not be fun, wouldn't it?
I guess I wasn't going that far. I was thinking like something bitter, but I guess it could just be an edible.
Be anything. You can eat sandpaper. Don't. Do not. I feel like dreams are like fruit, like peaches. I don't know why, but that's just my instinct.
I could see that. I was thinking sweet.
Yeah,
but yeah.
Exactly.
Full disclaimer, GDQ does not endorse eating sandpaper.
Please do not eat sandpaper. Okay, things that chat should not do under any circumstances. Look at the sun, eat sandpaper.
Yep.
This is what we've learned today. Also, we have a lot of opinions in chat. Thank you very much. I love these. Nightmares taste like black coffee. That's a good one. We've got the duo of popcorn and burned popcorn. I love that. The whole sort of dichotomy.
Interesting.
Several people are down for cotton candy for dreams. That makes sense. Marshmallows and burnt marshmallows. This is why chat's the best.
All right. And yeah, now we are being given the teleport gem, which is going to allow us to immediately warp up into the sky in order for us to go to the final dungeon. Our goal is to finish Sky Tower, which is going to be 25 floors, and then the peak, or the summit, is 8 floors plus one final boss fight against Rayquaza. Because he doesn't believe that he needs to look up, so we have to convince him by beating him up.
Wow. And cooperative.
But yeah, also, one thing that was just mentioned in this final dream sequence with Gardevoir is it turns out this truly is the calamity that we are trying to stop. Once we have done this, we have completed our mission in this world, which means we no longer have a reason to be in this world. And we're gonna have to say goodbye after this.
This is what the tissues were for, huh?
This is what the tissues were for. But before we have that, it's time for Sky Tower. Let's get through this place. This place is a nightmare for all speedrunners. So yeah, we're gonna just try to win here. And honestly, Shuppet is already like a big part of that because this thing goes through walls and is very annoying and also has spite and just, yeah, super annoying.
Bueno. Chat, your best bless emotes? Anything you got for good luck? We'll need them.
Okay, knockoff is fine. Honestly, out of all the moves it could have been, I am okay with it being that one.
Seeing a lot of emotes for good luck. Thank you all. We'll need it against both ghost types who are OP, apparently. We can go through walls.
Yeah, the ability to be able to go through walls is super crazy, and most ghost types do have it, although not all of them. Funny enough, one of the few ghost types that can't go through walls is also in this dungeon. But we will be seeing others that can, so... Oh, Shuppet wants to join the team. Well, that's not necessary.
That's
Thank
nice.
you. Dang, okay, we were seeing a lot of Shuppets. That's a little scary. Like, luckily, we're not fighting them in hallways, because that's where the ghosts are, like, really, really scary.
Mm-hmm. You do not want to see a ghost in your hallway.
You do
I feel
not.
like that's true of normal people, too. Although I will say, Shuppet is such a good, just, creature design. So simple and so effective.
Masquerain is a little annoying to beat, just because all of its moves are, like, have some sort of range effect on them. just need to get through 2 more floors, and then that's the end of Shuppet. Because Shuppet can only spawn on the first 6 floors. And once we've gotten through that, we should be a lot safer here. At least until we reach some of the later floors of Sky Tower. Okay, there we go. And now it's time to pivot a little bit. Because the enemies aren't as powerful in this section, so we're gonna start warping around, show the power of the warp scarf here, which I genuinely was not thinking I would end up doing, but here we are. We got a little lucky in Magma Cavern, so we get to actually showcase this item. And why it's pretty good, because yeah, just being able to warp around wherever is very nice.
Yeah, we've found the stairs really quickly in these floors here, just using it already. It's very cool. Although
we keep warping to the same.
Leaving this room, yeah.
All right, we're gonna try.
What are we doing here?
Oh, Cynical leveled up.
All right, fair enough.
Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah.
Dichotomy of the warp scarf.
Okay, that's actually a really nice floor to get next to the stairs on, because 11F is guaranteed to have hail. All the weather conditions in this dungeon are actually consistent across all runs. So 11F is always going to be hail, so will 15F and 18F. And hail is not a fun weather condition to deal with, so the sooner we can get out of those floors, the better.
Oh, Altaria! That sleep sprite is so cute.
Such a floof bird.
Yeah. Also, by the way, thank you for the Prime sub in chat. I'm glad that the adorable Pokemon rescued it.
Another amazing stair spawn on a hail floor. Quite happy with that.
Yeah, very generous. It's really cool to see this warp scarf in action. I'm glad that we got to do it.
Yeah, this is a very solid strat here. We are going to be stopping its use pretty soon though, because once we start running into I believe it's 20F when the more problematic enemies start spawning, and we don't really want to leave Cyndaquil alone for that. Like, most likely it would be fine, but it is definitely dangerous, because yeah, Cyndaquil can deal with a lot of things, but not everything. Okay, now you are coming with me. Hopefully these last 5 floors... Oh my god, alright, I'm gonna actually have to do that. Yeah, though that's quite possibly the scariest enemy in here. So Venomoth has access to Silverwind, which is a move that hits over the entire room, kind of similar to Powder Snow, but the key difference is that it can give like the Omni Boost, and one part of the Omni Boost is the boost to speed, which means it can just do it again and again and again.
Oof, not good.
And then this is the other scary thing in this dungeon, Aerodactyl. We need to make sure that this thing does not get an attack off on us, because this can one-shot us. Like, just with its wing attack, it just can take us out. And then agility can allow it to skip past multiple turns as well.
Very scary.
So yeah, definitely do not want to wake it up there. Okay, luckily the stairs are just right there, so we can take out this Venomoth. All right, last floor. Oh, next, spawn next to the stairs. Perfect. Just take out this Flygon, and we're all set to go. Good timing, too, because Cynical is going to run out of moves. Okay, final 8 floors, and now this is where I was really going to show off the Warp Scarf, because we are in some fixed floors again. I'm actually going to do this. Ooh. Actually, I do kind of have to fight this. But yeah, so 1F, 4F, and set. Oh, please don't die. Okay, good. Yeah, so 1F, 4F, and 7F are all this like straight line sort of thing, and the rest of the floors are all actually the same layout that I was talking about in Mount Thunder. It's the 8F and 10F layouts from Mount Thunder, if you remember that, where it's all of the rooms are along the outside. So you like they just are all connected by just like a bunch of hallways, and it's not. Oh, okay. Let's do this and then warp. Let's get out of there. Cynical hopefully will be okay. Took out one.
This is the most intense off-screen battling ever.
Oh yeah, actually, wait, I have infinite reviver seeds. I didn't realize how much I had. So we're good.
Yay!
Wow, nice stair spawns. Damn, that is actually really nice. Those are some very bad floors. So getting the stairs quickly is really cool. I'm gonna try doing this. Nice. Okay, that worked out.
Very good.
Figured I had good odds to get there. Okay, nice. And
wow,
yeah, that just shows. Yeah, Warp Scarf is really, really good specifically for the summit because no monster houses can spawn, so we already don't have to worry about that. And like going to the different rooms is the main issue in those floors. So if we just warp to them and just like keep going between them, we're more likely to get to the stairs quickly. So it's just very, very nice. Honestly, this late game ended up going way better than I expected. I'm quite happy with that.
Very happy to see it, just showing off on the GDQ stage. It knows we're here.
All right, Rayquaza. We need you to look up. Every time we smack it, it's looking up. Eventually it'll realize there's a meteor there.
Why doesn't it see it? Exactly. Just look with your eyes.
There we go.
Yay.
And that is the final boss fight done.
Can't believe a cat and a mouse headphone thing just beat up Rayquaza.
Who would win, the Lord of the Skies or two blind boys?
That's so true. We're trying to get him to look up.
And he finally looked up. He's like, what is that?
What? Why didn't you tell me about that? We did.
All right. Take charge of your destiny.
Wah, the Hyper Beam. I love DS graphics.
If Rayquaza did that move on us, we probably weren't surviving.
Yeah, no.
But it's okay, we have reviver seeds. Uh-oh, it's Gengar.
It's Gengar? Why is he here again? Ah.
He's gonna drag us into the dark world.
Oh, no. The Delta Room?
Look at how sad Skitty is. Just like, oh, I'm going to the dark world.
Poor baby. No, the dark world's cool. You'll meet Lancer. It's fine. To heck with this.
He's done.
I love this dialogue so much.
But as it turns out, we're just back over at Great Canyon, Hill of the Sun.
Oh. Well, that's
Hill of
good.
the Ancients. That's what it is. So actually, it turns out Gengar didn't actually send us to the dark world. He just brought us back.
Oh.
Gengar
well,
actually
that's
maybe not bad Pokemon? Thoughts?
Hmm? Redeemed.
But we've done it. We've destroyed the meteor. We've saved the world.
Yay! Everything's gonna be happy now, right?
We get to look on to a peaceful world now.
We told Rayquaza to look up. We learned a lot about not looking at the sun. It was a great dream.
It's time to celebrate.
Yeah, party time.
Uh-oh, Lombre. Lombre about to get splooshed with water.
Oh, but who's that?
It's time for the music and the feels.
Oh no, it's here. Mystery Dungeon Classic.
Have to leave.
No.
My role as a Pokemon has ended. Back to the human world I go.
Well, you can just start another run.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't ever have to
Just
end.
come back.
That's what speedrunning is.
Come back, make another Cynical sad.
Oh no! Aw. There goes our Skitty.
And off we go. Into the sky.
Lowercase a.
Lowercase a.
It's getting me here. Everybody's saying A in chat. A.
All right, so time is coming up. Because yeah, we have time at like credits. There's gonna be like a white flash after some like middle of the screen text plays. The voices.
Voices.
Alright, so yeah, not this white flash, but the next one that's coming up.
Chat out of context right now is really good. Thank you for all the A's. Y'all are fantastic. Oh, 7A.
If you wish, and wish very strongly, perhaps you will meet again.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, post.
And time.
AG!
There we go.
Woo!
Roll
That
credits.
was A. Great run.
Okay, so how did that end up going? What was the final time of that?
I'll still need a sec to catch up on my end, but it is definitely, yeah, it's a 2:33:48.
348. Okay, that's pretty good actually. Nice. Yeah, I mean, especially considering how the early game went. I think a lot of that was carried by the end game because, like, I will say, the last two dungeons went very well. Like, obviously the warp scarf helped out a ton, but like, even then, I still feel like the stairs luck was still pretty good, which is nice because yeah, obviously we didn't get double chestnut, so we lose, that extra time having to go through Uproar again. But yeah, I mean, overall, pretty happy with this. And obviously we did a lot better than I was expecting for the estimate, so pretty good.
Yeah, well under estimate. You absolutely crushed it. It was so much fun seeing the warp scarf strat and all of the other things we got to do during the run. You're a super cool person, and thank you for being on with us. Yeah, if you want to shout anything out, now is the time.
Well, yeah, thank you for having me. Yeah, like I said at the beginning of the stream, I am a Pokemon Mystery Dungeon speedrunner and challenge runner. Every Sunday, I play this game and I complete the hardest dungeon with every single Pokemon. Like right now, I'm up to 257 Pokemon cleared out of the 386 that are in this game. So the goal is to eventually clear everything, which has been certainly quite the adventure. But yeah, if you want to stop by and check it out on Sundays, I tend to go live around like 9 a.m. PST. And yeah, it's always a lot of fun. And then other than that, yeah, I do different Pokemon side game speedruns. Like obviously a lot of Mystery Dungeon, but I've also run like the Ranger series. Right now, I'm currently in the middle of a Poke Park any percent grind. I just recently got the world record, and I'm planning on pushing for sub 218, so the next minute barrier in that game. So yeah, that should be a lot of fun too. And then the only other thing is something that's happening this weekend, which I still don't fully know all of the details, but I am going to be a part of this charity event where I am going to be doing a pretty long couple streams for the urban arts in New York. And so it's going to be this whole thing with a bunch of different speedrunners just coming together and yeah, just having some fun with games, hopefully raising some money for it. So yeah, hope to see you there if you end up stopping by. But also,
that's awesome.
We actually spent enough time to where we're past the credits and we're back because we wished very strongly. We have reunited.
Awesome. A is back. The return to Bay. Well, with that end, thank you so much for being here, and thank you all so much for being here for another episode of Creature Corner. This was an absolutely fantastic time. Thank you, Hume, once again for showing off this fantastic game, all of the things that it had to offer. And yeah, if you in the chat liked this, you should definitely go ahead and follow him as DS. And you should stick around because we are going to do some replays of our shows tonight. If you missed Out of the Box or Creature Corner, you're going to be able to see them again as we replay both shows after this. And remember, you can tune in Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern for Do All the Things, followed by Parallel Universe. Stacked schedule on Friday this time, y'all. You should absolutely go tune in for that one. I have heard that there will be Hatsune Miku. I'm excited for that. And Syndical says good night. It was wonderful being with you all today. Bye-bye.